everybody, this is Lynn with the Outdoors folk. Today the wind has gotten up over 20 miles an hour, and some of our hunters have gone home and some are still here, but they didn't go out hunting because it's just too windy. So real quick, we're going to add some olive oil to our good old Dutch oven, and we're going to make a good, hearty, and quick to make goulash. So what we're going to do is start it outside because we have a fairly small camper. So we're going to start it outside, get the meat cooking. We're going to take it indoors where we've got 2 burners, and that way we won't get a lot of grease inside the house or inside the cabin, and finish it in there. So we're going to add 1 whole onion, and my spoon's right over here. Here we go. We're going to add the onion in here. We just lit this fire, and we're hoping it'll stay lit because the wind is so strong. We're going to let that cook till the onions are soft, and then we're going to add our 1 pound of hamburger meat. Since it's just the 3 of us out here now and not 5 of us, I'm just going to do the 1 pound. Normally I would do 2. I'm only going to do a half a package of the elbow macaroni. That would be a half a pound for the same reason. We don't need that much. When you're outdoor cooking, you really want to try to cook to the number of people because you really don't want leftovers. So we're going to let that soften those onions, and hopefully it'll do it quickly because I'm telling you, it is storming. I'm going to move the camera. I want you to see how this storm, it is. See that? That's moving in. Yeah, so really don't want to be out here in this. We want to be in that camper as soon as we possibly can. So I'm gonna get all the frying done in here, and then once I take it inside, I can put the lid on it. I do love the smell of onions frying. They pretty much like to put onions in everything. I know some people don't. This is fine without onions, if that's your preference. You know, goulash, you can put it's like casserole or something. You can just pretty much put anything you want in it. This is just good old-fashioned, simple American goulash. So I'm going to add 1 pound of beef. Chop that all up in there. Man, you hear that wind? It's whipping this canopy around. While this is cooking, I like to add Worcestershire sauce to mine while the meat's still browning. Gets that flavor into that meat. And I told you before, I don't measure. And with Worcestershire sauce, you just kind of add to what your taste flavoring is. And I like enough to, I can smell it, and but if I were to tell you how much to measure, I would say probably a good tablespoon or 2. Because I really like the Worcestershire sauce. If you don't like it, leave it out. That's the nice thing about goulash, is you can adapt it to anything that you prefer. Okay, now we've got our hamburger browned, and so what I'm going to do before I take it in the house, or it's my house while I'm out here camping, before I take it in the camper, I'm going to add some salt. And again, do this based on how much you prefer, to your taste. Some black pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. You notice I like cumin a lot. It gives it a smoky flavor, and I've told you that with some other recipes. About 1/4 a teaspoon. You don't need a lot, just a little. And with goulash, I want to add paprika. I'd say about a tablespoon. get ready to put the elbow macaroni in, we're going to need to add water so the macaroni can cook in here, but we'll do that indoors. So we're ready to take this inside and finish cooking it, so we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so we're inside of the camper now, and what I need to do is add some tomato paste, which I've got to set this. So now we're going to add some tomato paste, about a good heaping tablespoon. And you want to squeeze, I like this kind because then you're not wasting it when you get the canned kind. You want to let that, so we had it in the refrigerator, you want to let that warm up in there. As it cooks. So we're going to get that tomato paste mixed in there and let that get all warmed in. One of the TV cooks said when you can smell that tomato paste, that's when you got it about right. So that's what we're aiming at right here. Alright, so now we're going to add 2 cups of water, and of course we're working outdoors, so we're using bottled water. We're going to add that in, and then we're going to add a second one in. A lot of water on account of we're putting macaroni in there, and that's going to absorb all that water. We don't want it to be too dry when we add the macaroni. So I'm just stirring that in, and then I'm going to add a half a pound of elbow macaroni. And the way I measure this very carefully, I do a half a bag. So we'll put that in. See how carefully I measured that? Gotta be careful. Alright, now we're going to cover this up, and the bag says that it cooks 6 minutes. That's exactly what we'll let it do. We'll let it cook for 6 minutes, and we'll check it, stir it. If it's still a little too wet, we'll just let it cook a little longer. And believe me, it'll cook out pretty fast. And then we will have good old goulash. As you can see, the camper's getting a little warm in here with the cooking, which is kind of nice, but I'm peeling out of my layers. Changed my hat too, just for the heck of it. We've got this finished, and it is looking beautiful. That's what it looks like, y'all. And now I'm going to dish it up, and we're going to sit down and have a nice hearty meal of goulash. So excited. This is so good. A little bread and butter, and you just can't go wrong with this kind of meal. That's all I got to say about that. So good.